We can hear you loud and clear. Relax, take a few deep breaths, and then have a smile on your face, knee, and then go for it.
If I could go anywhere in the world, I would visit London because London is full of historical things present there. Like the British Museum, the art gallery, and many more things. The architecture. And we all of you know the London Bridge, right? But the local people living there in London do not call it London Bridge. They call it as the Tower Bridge. And I love the food present there in London. Hence, I suggest you to visit there. Thank you and have a nice day.
Awesome, Neve. Amazing. Good force. Excellently done. What you can do, you had a very good introduction, a body and a conclusion. To make it even more impactful, you mentioned, you mentioned about bridge, the London Bridge.
Yeah.
The locals there, call it the IZ, whatever, Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge.
Yeah, fine. And then the way you can put it is, but did you know that the bridge that, normally the world calls as the London Bridge is actually known as locally the IZ Tower Bridge. So that when you say, did you know, it's a rhetoric and it catches the attention. Similarly on food, you can make it a little more kind of descriptive. The kind of food that we get in London is it's a diverse range, from whatever it is, from burgers or whatever you have to range it. So you get a diverse range of foods from all the cuisines in the world. So I put a little kind of a stress on some of the words, diverse range from all the cuisines in the world. And this is something that has to be eaten to be experienced. And these are some of the reasons why I really want to go to London if given a chance. Thank you. So you had the structure right. No problem. You had the introduction, body, conclusion right. Now I'm just making a little more visual imagery. I'm trying to put some more
strength into it.
Strength into it. Yes, meat into it. Or strength into it. So that's the key thing. But that'll be good. We'll keep improving as it goes on. So after one round, we'll do the movie also, and we'll finish off with the next. Mohana, you want to go for it or Nandini? Who? Nandini?
Mohana? Yeah, Mohana. I'll go last.
Sure. Mohana, you're on. If you'd like to go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? Mona, you can hear us? Yeah. Neve, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
But can you hear Mohana or it's...
I can't hear Mohana.
Mohana. I think remove the earplugs. It might work. Remove. Yeah, something, and remove that plug also. Yeah, now talk, Mona. Yes, Mona. Say something. Your volume, I think increase the volume. Okay, maybe we'll go to Nandini and come back to Mohana. Nandini is practicing like crazy.
Yeah, I'll go now.
Yes, Nandini, we're all ready.
Yeah. Okay. Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be speaking about if anywhere I could go in the world, where would I go and why? So I think to start off, vacations are a good point of like stress relief. It'll give you, lower your stress and give more motivation to achieve your goals. So if I could go anywhere in the world, it would be the Bahamas. The Bahamas is like a tropical island situated near the coast of Florida in USA. Now, coming to the reason why I want to go there. Bahamas have a lot of beautiful beaches and natural features. The sand in the beaches are very cool and pretty, and the water is wonderful. And there are plenty of fishes, colorful fishes, which fill the waters of the Bahamas. Coming to temperature, the average temperature in the summer is around 29 degrees Celsius, and the average temperature in the winter is around 23 degrees Celsius. And there are also many underwater related activities like the scuba diving, snorkeling, water skiing, etc. And I would also like to taste one of the tropical drinks there, which is filled with so many fruity flavors. Because I'm a big foodie, so there will be plenty of things to taste when I go there. Yeah, to conclude, that is it. But I think Bahamas is one of the most tourist-friendly places because most of the children go there because of the beaches and we can build sand castles. So if it would be my biggest dream to go there, and I hope someday I would be able to go there. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, you almost spoke for 2.5 minutes, which is extremely good, Nandini. I think you took good advantage of the time that you got. So, excellent introduction. Very good body. You actually covered it really well in terms of temperature, foods, beaches, all those things, etc. And it is also quite flowery also then in terms of descriptive. We actually got an experience of going there. Conclusion should have been little more thunderous. There was a little bit of hesitation in the conclusion. As you concluded, you were kind of just wondering how to land the plane. So the conclusion can be a little more with a lot of strength. So you can actually say, that because of all these reasons, this is one of the best touristy destinations that we can ever have. And I really truly hope you ended it well somehow, but in the conclusion you were kind of staggering. I truly hope that I can go to it sometime in my current lifetime. So this was, but it was very good. I think you really elongated quite well. I think Mona and Neve, you can also try to now have longer speeches, as we go into the last 4 days of our learning curve. So Mona, I think now you are certainly audible. Yeah, Mona. Yeah, the light is coming in. Just say something, Mona. Is it only me, or can you hear her? Other Neve and others?
Sir, I can't hear.
Why did the speaker just stop for a moment before going on to their next point?
Mona? Can you say something? Okay, I'll just quickly run a 2-minute video, after which you will do the movies, and then by the time Mohana orders it. Yeah, Mohana. Okay, I'll just quickly run a video so we don't waste time. And this is on pause in public speaking. Extremely important, you know. You're doing it well, but you'll just need to keep improving the pause in public speaking.
Why did the speaker just stop for a moment before going on to their next point? Did you notice that too? What's up, expanders? Today we are talking about the use of pause in public speaking, why we do it and how we do it. I'm going to give you 4 strategies, so you're going to want to stay tuned for this one. In public speaking, we use a variety of techniques to get a point across. The main purpose of giving a talk is to inform the audience of something, is to persuade them, and we want to be able to do that effectively. So how do we communicate effectively? Well, one way is to add pause in our speech. So here are the 4 reasons why, as a speaker, you should use pause. Number 1, emphasis. Right after making a point, when you pause, the audience is paying attention to what you just said because they know that that is something worth paying attention to. And hopefully you've communicated it slowly enough and clearly enough that they got it. If they didn't, then what you do is you make eye contact with the audience. You figure out if there's a disconnect by looking and seeing if there are blank stares in the audience or quizzical looks, and then you can restate that point if it is imperative to your overall message in your talk. When the pause comes after the point, they want the message to click in the audience's mind, and they give them time to ruminate over the point that's just been made. So when the speaker comes to a PCP or a possible completion point, as we come to an analysis, then you're probably going to hear a pause after that point. Second reason, it's to say, listen up, audience. If the pause comes before the main point, it's to alert the audience that something important is going to be said in just a second. So make sure you're listening. They're alerting the audience to focus in on that, hone in on that message. We don't want to get lost in the different points that are being made. So sometimes pause guide the focus of the audience so that they know what to listen for and what to pay attention to. Now, sometimes the speaker will make it easier on the audience by saying something like, all right, so what's the big idea here? Pause. Now, let me tell you this. Pause. Right? So here we have the audience being guided to listen for a specific something. Now, it doesn't always have to be that way. Sometimes the pause will just come in the beginning and then the speaker will dive into something. But at least the pause is a focus shift for the audience and allows them to see that, okay, something important is going to be said here. Number 3, another great use of pause is to avoid fillers. Fillers in public speaking, like, yeah, so, which are one thing in interpersonal interaction, social interaction, and if you're having a conversation. But another thing entirely when we're giving a speech. Because remember, we don't have a ton of time up there on stage, and we want to be as clear and concise as possible with our message. So if you use pause instead of a filler, you will be able to get your point across better. So that's another reason to use pause in your public speaking. And number 4, the last reason to use pause is to give the audience processing time. If you're just going through every point one after the other without pausing, the audience is going to have little time to actually process the information that you've shared. Maybe it's a statistic that you've shown. Maybe it's a story you've shared. Maybe it's information that you've given. Whatever it is, it's knowledge transfer, and that requires processing time for the audience. Just like you need thinking time, they need processing time. So give them that benefit of allowing the information to sink in, make a mental note of it or an actual physical note if they're taking notes, and allow it to settle. The audience will thank you for it. So as you can see, the pause in public speaking not only benefits you as a speaker, but also the audience. So the audience will thank you for it, and they'll be happy that you were able to walk them through the talk with clarity and precision. Keep in mind that it's not always easy to listen to a talk and soak up all the information right away, right as we hear it. Auditory learners might have an easier time with that because they're prone to learning that way. That's how they learn. But kinesthetic learners, for example, people who learn by doing, might have a harder time with just sitting there and getting information thrown their way, right? So we have to be mindful of that as speakers. So we give them time to process. All right, X-learners, those are my 4 strategies for helping you incorporate pause in your public speaking so that you can become a better communicator. Use this the next time you are in a meeting, or you're holding the floor in a conversation, or you're up on stage. Practice it to make it your own, and that is how you'll get better. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It does help me out a lot, and share it with a friend who needs.
So this is very critical as we go ahead. This pause that we have in our speech, and this is actually taking the next level. You're doing the IBC quite well. Introduction, body, conclusion. Now you're kind of getting used to it. If you have to really create an impact, it is a pause, and you need to know where to pause. So we've been practicing this in the last couple of weeks. The speech should be slow, so the pauses should be there. If you're asking a question, there should be a pause. If you're giving an important point, before that there should be a pause. If you want something to sink into the audience's head, there should be a pause. And that's what converts ordinary speech into a very colorful speech. And each of the talks that you've done in the last few days, couple of weeks, you can actually create a completely different impact just with pause. The right pause at the right time can make or break, speech. Just like in movies, the right editing, can make or break a movie. In a talk, it's all about the pauses. Where you stop, where you start. So as you speak ahead in the next 4 days, we'll be practicing more and more of the pause. We have to actually now move on, beyond introduction, and get to the pause, and try to make it more impactful. So you want to do the movie? If anybody's ready, that will give you a lot of opportunity for pause.
Sir, what about the one-word topics?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you towards the end, last 5 minutes. The movie. Are you ready with the movie?
Yes, sir.
Go for it. Now put a full impact and speak slowly. Put the pause in place at the right time. It'll all work out. Nandini, you want to try it?
I'll go second.
Neve, you ready?
Sir, 2 minutes.
Mohana is coming in and out like a taxi, She comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out.
Sir, I'm ready, sir.
Go for it, Neve.
My favorite movie is The Avengers Endgame. In that movie, the world is in danger, and there's a daring villain, Thanos, who wants to destroy the world. But superheroes, there are many superheroes in that movie, and every superhero has its own unique power. And my favorite superhero is Thor, and his unique power is that he is the god of thunder. Hence, I suggest you to watch this movie on Hotstar. Thank you and have a nice day.
So, man, Neve, this was amazing. Nandini, how did you find it? Quite good, right? Compared to
Yeah,
you had a lot of good power pack punch. You were talking with confidence. There was no, uncomfortable smiles, and you were bang on. Literally, totally different person. Suddenly, I'm wondering, who was speaking. So excellent. Yeah? Thor. Why you like Thor or whatever, Thanos, etc. IBC was very good. You were speaking slowly. You were stressing on some words. It was kind of going on well. Conclusion should have been a little more. Maybe body should have been a little more, and conclusion should have been a little more. Kind of impactful. But otherwise, you're kind of better and better. So Nandini, you want to try it?
yeah. Uh, Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite movie. My favorite movie is Dr. Dolittle. This movie was directed by Stephen Gaggins. So this story is about a doctor who has the ability to speak to animals and goes through a variety of adventures. So to begin, the story begins like he is in his mansion and he's unable to recover about the death. Like he lost his wife in he lost his wife. His wife was going on a sea expedition, and there was a huge storm, and she lost her life. After the death of his wife, he started living like a hermit, and he spends his days hiding from the world and talking to his animal friends like the gorilla, the duck, the ostrich, etc. Then one day, Mary Rose, who is the assistant of the queen, summons Dr. Dolittle to the court. because the queen was not feeling well. She was unconscious. After Doolittle reached the court, he examined the queen and suspected that she had been poisoned by one of the ministers. And he said that the only cure for this disease was the blossoms of the Eden tree, which was found only in one island. So the next day, Dr. Dolittle and his animal friends goes to the island to get the blossoms of the Eden tree. During this, they go through a lot of adventures. One of them being is attacked by they were attacked by the enemies. While they were sailing across the sea, the enemies started throwing bombs on their ships, and the ship was about to sink, and they were about to lose their lives. But together, they worked as a team, and they got together, and they at last they fought against the enemies, and they reached the island, took the blossoms, and went back to the queen's court. And Dr. Dolittle squeezed a little bit of the juice from the flower into the queen's mouth, and she recovered from her disease. And everyone thanked Dr. Dolittle for saving the queen's life. This is the end of the story. To conclude, the reason I love this movie is because I love animals, I love adventures. So, and there are many funny parts in this. Like, it's very funny. Like, a doctor has the ability to speak to animals. So I recommend everyone to see this movie. Thank you and have a nice day.
Wonderful, wonderful, Nandini. Really moving on, improved quite a bit in terms of the way you're speaking. Great introduction, body, conclusion. Conclusion actually was good this time. You mentioned a little bit of humor and all this stuff. Storyline also is quite good. I think you're moving on. I think now you just need to keep practicing it for multiple topics, extempore, which I'm going to do a little bit now. But I just want to check. Mohana, can you hear me? Mohana? I'm not sure if she can hear. Mohana? Okay. So, shall we go to the extempore a little bit? Last time I gave 2 words or 1 word?
What will happen in 2 words?
You have to create a story using both words.
So 2 words.
2 words we go for. Now we are moving on in life. And next week I'm going to start doing 3 words, okay? So let's see your 2 words. So Neve, you're on.
Yes, sir.
Your 2 words are cycle and arrow. I'll repeat.
Combine both and tell a speech about it.
Yeah, I'll combine both cycle and arrow. Cycle and arrow. Both have to combine and create a story out of it.
You should tell like that cycle is this, arrow is this.
No.
Combine.
Should combine, Somebody is going on a cycle, an arrow shot him, kind of thing. It has to be combined.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, you combine it to make one single story. Today and tomorrow is only 2 words. Next week, 3 words I'm going to give you.
Cycle and arrow.
Let me ask Nandini if she can do it. Nandini?
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, cycle arrow.
Okay. So once there was a man who was riding a cycle through the forest, and there were a lot of hunters around the forest who were trying to hunt for animals. And while he was cycling, one of the hunters was trying to aim at the tiger, but the arrow accidentally shot at the man, and yeah, he shot it to the man, and then it poked into his body. And then when it was about to fall down, it also made a lot of marks and scratches around the cycle. And the hunter ran, and because he got scared because he didn't mean to aim it at him, and he took the man to the hospital, and he was fine. He was okay after that, and then after some days, the same thing happened, and the hunters, and then at last the hunter was in jail.
Good, good, good. See, this is how you make it. You have to somehow create a story out of it, Or you can also make it a little humorous, So all of you have heard hunters going on horses and on bullock carts. Have you ever heard of a hunter going on a cycle? Well, this is exactly what happens in the city of Malgudi, a very small place in Tamil Nadu, where their hunters go around in the forest on their own cycles. And this is a particular story of one Swami who was going on the forest on a cycle, and he had a quiver of arrows on his back. And lo and behold, he saw a deer right in front of him. And guess what he did? He left his hands from the handles, took off the arrow, and was about to shoot the deer when he lost balance and he fell down. I'm just reading the story. So you can make it very humorous, and you have to use pauses when you make such a story, lost balance and stuff. So good. Neeb, you want to try one more?
Yes, sir.
Different words. Different words. Let me see what's in store for you. How lucky are you? And just a minute. Yeah. Your two words are fish and mountain.
What?
Fish and mountain.
Fish and mountain.
Exactly.
What
Fish.
is Krishna?
Fish. Fish is machali, no? Fish.
Fish.
Fish. And
Fish.
mountain.
Fish and mountain. Okay, I got it.
Just go for it. Think. Just start off somewhere and it'll get on,
There lived a fish in the pond nearby the mountain, and in the mountain there were many hunters and fish catchers. So one day, the fish catcher came to the pond and saw many fishes. So he became greedy and he
Good. Actually, you're doing good, Neva. You really did good. There was a fish and a hunter. I mean, hunter was not necessary, but anyway, a fish and what. It's doing really good. You're on the right track. Just let your imagination go wide. Take a second, write something more. You want to say something more or? Mohana, are you back?
okay. I'm restarting my story.
Absolutely.
There was a fish that lived in the pond nearby, but the fish liked the sunlight very much. But there was a mountain in front of her, and she couldn't take the sunlight. And there was in front of the mountain there was one more lake, but that lake would get sunlight. So she tried and tried to go to the another lake, but she could not. She tried her best by being caught by a fish catcher and going there, but she could not.
Actually, you're doing well. Don't worry. You don't need to worry that you're not doing well.
Thank you.
Awesome. No, very good, very good. You really did well. Yeah. Nothing to worry. Nandini, you want a different topic?
Okay.
Let me give you paper and medicine.
Paper and medicine.
Medicine.
Okay.
Hi, Mohana. Deepak here. Yeah, Mohana, how are you? Oh, I know, I know. I was hearing you. What is the issue actually? Your earplugs are not working, huh? Okay, I'll anyway send you the two videos on the WhatsApp group. If you can go, yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, send the video to me. Send the video to me. Thank you, thank you. Then I'll give you a feedback, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Yes, Nandini, we are ready.
Okay, try. Okay, so there was a man who was not feeling well. So he went to the doctor to just check up, and then the doctor examined him and told he had some fever and thing, and he told go to the pharmacy and get some medicine. When he went to the pharmacy, the pharmacist gave the medicine. Like normally, you get the medicines in like sometimes some pharmacies you get it in newspapers, but this normally you get like in plastic covers. But the pharmacist gave his medicines in A4 size paper, and he was wondering, huh? Why is the pharmacist giving medicines in A4 size paper? And then when he asked the pharmacist is like, we're out of plastic covers, so we don't have any other choice. But the thing was, if it was like the tablets, it was a box, so it would be okay if you could cover it. But what the pharmacist did was he took this, there was one syrup, he opened the syrup by mistake and he poured the whole thing on the paper, and the paper became like wet. And then the man did not know because the pharmacist just poured all the medicine, and actually the medicine was kind of open, it was not closed. So he paid for the medicine and he went. While walking, because his house was like 5 minutes away from the hospital, he walked. While walking, he started getting the smell of the medicine. He's like, where is this coming from? And when he looked, the whole paper was soaked with the medicine, and he got so angry because his hand was sticky and he couldn't even hold anything. Yeah, that's it.
So, man, Nandini, difficult, but you cracked it. So I think you are doing well. Both of you are doing quite well, and Mohan also is doing well. She'll be sending me the videos soon. So we're going in the right direction. So how are you feeling today? How was the day today?
Good.
Any new learning?
Very nice, sir.
And so key things, one is a pause to talk slowly and getting the confidence. Speaking slower than you're thinking. You need to keep practicing it. So another thing, Nandini, you also need to speak a little slower. You're speaking quite fast. So because the audience cannot grasp what you're saying many times. So you need to speak a little slower and gives you also opportunity to think, and go in the right direction. So otherwise it's amazing. I think you're doing quite well. So for tomorrow, I thought you all can do this one topic. If I had three wishes, what would it be? And explain each of them. One single topic. If I had three wishes, what would it be? And of course, why? why, and explain them, kind of thing. Okay, you note it down. I mean, there's nothing to note down. If I had 3 wishes, what would it be and why? I sent a message also. Yeah. So good, and we'll meet tomorrow, 10 o'clock India time. Yeah. Okay. Have a good day. See you.
Bye.
Bye, Nandini. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.